The total solar eclipse is coming to upstate New York on Monday, April 8th, and let's time this out for you. We'll get down to the exact second that you can see this eclipse. It's meteorologist Joe Martucci here. We'll start our journey on the Texas-Mexico border at 1:27 p.m. Central Time, 2:27 p.m. Eastern Time, and it moves to the northeast from here. Now, this eclipse is unique in the fact that it's going through some big cities: San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, getting into Little Rock, Arkansas here. More people are seeing this eclipse than what we had in 2017. We have Indianapolis in the eclipse, Dayton, Ohio, Toledo, Cleveland, Akron, and our story starts here at 3:16 p.m. and 33 seconds when it enters the southwest corner of upstate New York from Pennsylvania, gets into Buffalo around 3:18 p.m., and then here we go, getting into Wolcott and along the shores of Lake Ontario there at 3:21 p.m. in 3 seconds. Now, look at Auburn. The eclipse starts at 3:21 in 41 seconds here. Gets into Syracuse, 3:22 in 19 seconds. And then by 3:23, it's out of Auburn. That's about 70 seconds or so of the eclipse. Syracuse, it's gone just a few seconds after that. Gets out of Wolcott at the same time, 2:23 in 30 seconds. But you will see 2 to 3 minutes of the eclipse as opposed to just a minute or so in Syracuse and Auburn here. In the center of that darker circle, the eclipse will happen in totality for about 4.5 minutes. Now from here, it goes into the Adirondacks. Surely going to be a popular spot to view it, as long as we have that clear sky. And from there, it goes into northern New England and exits the United States at 4:35 p.m. Atlantic time, 3:35 p.m. Eastern time, as it goes into New Brunswick, Canada. So we take a look at what an eclipse actually is. And what we're seeing is the moon blocking out the sun's rays here. That gives it totality. Now, we have two kinds of eclipses. A penumbra, which is a partial shadow. That's a partial solar eclipse. And then an umbra, which is a full shadow here, which is what we will see in upstate New York. Now, you want to make sure, don't look at the sun directly. You don't look at the sun directly when the sun's out. Even when it's pretty much fully blocked out, you could still harm your eyes with this. Sunglasses, even ones with a polarized lens, do not provide sufficient protection. You want an approved solar filter to kind of look like those old 3D goggles with the different colors on each eye. Those are the ones that will help to allow you to see this spectacle in all of its amazement easily. And you can also view it indirectly by projecting the sun's image with a pinhole or with binoculars as well. Make sure not to look at the sun in those binoculars. You're going to use the binoculars to cast the shadow onto the ground. Now, if you go to our Across the Sky podcast, we have an episode for you with Tony Rice, a NASA ambassador, all about this solar eclipse coming up. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts.